Okay, good day everybody. So this is the simple navigation bar that we'll make here, right? So in this simple navigation bar here, first of all, as you can see, we have the name of the company and then the links that we want to go to, which is here, here, and here. So we just have three: home, about, and contacts, right? So for this, first of all, what we need to do is that I'll clean all this CSS here so that we can have what we want to do. So this is it without the CSS and the HTML, right? So first of all, you create your nav, right? You create your nav. When you create your nav, then you create two children. First of all is the label, right? When you create your label, you put the name of the company you want, code git, right? So we create this as code git. So after that, we create another child called the div, right? So in this child called the div is where we are going to put all our other hyperlinks in it. So we create our a tag, a, open it, attribute href, right? Then we don't put anything inside because we are not linking it into any page. So if you want to link it, you put something in there. Okay, so we have the home, right? Then you copy paste home, about, and then contact, right? So these are the pages we have, right? Home, about, and contact, right? So after you've created this, we'll now start styling. First of all, the first style we are going to do is the universal selector, right? Which I said is the hash. So after you've selected the universal selector, what you need to do is you need to remove, you want to remove this underline, right? So to remove underline, this underline we have in our hyperlink, you use text decoration, right? And then you say none, right? Immediately you save it, sorry, none, save, yeah. So none, you see the underline is gone, right? And then we want to start by giving our navigation bar a color, right? So we say nav background color, right? What background color do you want? Let's go with gray, right? But now you see the space here. I want to remove this space. So to remove this space, you just go in your universal selector and say margin 0. You see it's gone, right? So you can add margin 0 and padding to 0. Yes. So after this, then we head on to our nav bar, right? We want to make our code git to be here while all our information to be at our right hand side. We want to give a space in between them, right? So how do you do that? Do that's a very simple tag. Justify content, right? So how do you want to justify this content? Justify content, CSS, the property column, then property value, justify content, space between, save, right? Nothing works. Why? Because we haven't defined something we call display, right? How do we want it to be displayed? So we want it to be displayed flex. So when it comes to displayed flex, it puts each and every element side by side. So display of flex, right? So immediately we do that, you see it moves, right? So you have to first of all make the display to be flex before you can put a space between it, because it's taking these two as two different content. But then when you display all the children in your navigation bar, which are two, this and this will be side by side, right? Let me remove this so that you can see, you see here side by side. So immediately you put the justify content space between, it's going to give a space between these two elements. So after that, we give a padding to our navigation bar, a padding of, let's say, 20 pixels, right? So a padding of 20 pixels. Then we select our e tag, right? Using the tag name selector a. Then we say we want the color to be white, right? We want the color to be white, and then we want a margin right, because we want to give external spacing by the right hand side of each of this, so that we can have a little bit of space between this and this. Margin right of 5 pixels is considerably okay. Let's go with 10 pixels. Yeah, okay, 10 pixels is okay, so as you can see. And then next we select our label, so that we can be able to increase the size, right? So to increase size is just font size, right? Font size, let's say 10 pixels. Let's see, it's really small. So 50 pixels, way big. 30 pixels is okay. 30 pixels is okay. But as you can see, this and this are not aligned. You see, this is above this, but we want all of them to be on a straight line like this, right? So you go to our navigation bar and say align items. How do you want to align the items? Center, terminate. Now you see they are all on the straight line, right? So this is a very simple navigation bar using CSS, right? And if you can remember, yesterday we talked about hover effects, hover, right? So now we say we want to give a tag a padding of let's say 10 pixels. 10 is too much. 5 pixels, right? Then you want to give a background color of white, and then we want to change the color to black, right? So whenever I hover over it, you can see it's changing. Then we give a border radius because it's kind of pointy. Border radius of 5 pixels. So as you can see, so this is a very simple navigation by using HTML and CSS alone.